What up, Raf leaders? Welcome back to my channel. We're back in this neck of the wood. It's Pattinson here at the seawall. We're about a few hundred meters away from that movie town. This morning there's a road race. This guy, I think, is last. I think it's the Army. Army's doing a speed race on a Sunday morning. But what I want to show you here is Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. You can see the building rising up out of the jungle like a temple in an Indiana Jones movie. This is Pasha Global 5-star Hotel. It's going to be, I think, a 6-story building, 5 or 6-story building. I'll go take a closer look at it now. So let's come back in a minute. So guys, this is Liliendal. We're just on the boundary between Liliendal and Pattinson. And we're gonna take a walk over to the Pasha Global 5-star Resort and Hotel and Resort. They actually covered this road with asphalt in the last 2 weeks, I think. This is kind of new. The last time I was here, there was a pile of sand or rocks all the way along this road. And I'd walked through this neighborhood the last time, Liliendal. Remember I showed you that they were building an apartment complex right at the end of this street, basically along the East Coast Highway. So what we're doing today is taking a closer look at Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. That's way ahead of us there. You can see the cranes in the sky. And the reason why I'm back now is because this project is coming out of the ground. Plus I also wanted to show you what's happening with the widening of the east. There's a train line road on the east coast train line road. So the train line road is supposed to be an alternative route for traffic coming up the east coast, coming down the east coast heading into Georgetown. And it's supposed to take a lot of the traffic congestion off of the highway, that is the Rupert Craig Highway. But they're widening it, so out there now, that's the Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. It's going to be quite massive based on the poster that they had put up. There was a signboard with the painting of the building, and it had been in the foundation stage for a long time. It's next door to the convention center at Liliendal. That's where the parliament now meets mostly, because government is using that building for most of the major meetings. I've already showed you this neighborhood. This is Liliendal, to the west of the street we're walking on. I think this was called Pump Road. And that's Pattinson. It's called Pump Road because at the end of this street is a pump. There is a pump station. You can see those two cylinders extending out of the ground. They're actually pumps, water pumps, and they pump the water out of this canal. So we're walking by a canal here that it's a major canal that drains water off the land in this whole area. These canals were built by Gaisuko for irrigation of the sugar plantations. All of this land was plantation land. When I was a kid growing up, when you're driving on the East Coast Highway, you would pass by tall sugar cane plants. And this is also part of the network of canals that drains water off the land. But what I'm saying here is that in this video is that they're widening this East Coast section of the train line road. I wanted to show you what that looks like before it actually is completed. They've piled a lot of sand into the canal on the south side of the road. And I'm going to show you that in the next video. But for this video, I wanted to focus on what's happening with this Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. So for a long time, like over a year, they were working on the foundation. And if you passed here, you didn't really see anything. If you try to get close, you would see there's massive foundation going into the ground. And so for a long time, I didn't bring any updates on this hotel, one of several hotels being built. Now, they've managed to complete the foundation and they're coming up out of the ground. And they're doing so rather quickly. So they have completed, it seems as if they've completed the first 2 floors. And now they're working on the 3rd floor. Like I said, I don't know how far they're going. It might be 6 stories if I recall from the signs that they had. Right, this is Pump Road. We're on Pump Road. I've showed you this road before. Right, this is Pump Road in Liliendal. And that pile of sand is the foundation for the widening of the East Bank train line, East Coast train line road. And this is Pasha. This is Pasha Global 5-star Hotel Resort. What have they done? It looked a little taller from the seawall, which is where we started this video. But they've completed 3 floors. They've only completed 3 floors so far. Well, 2 floors. The back end of the 2nd floor is still under construction. But the cranes are up there. It's a Sunday morning and people are going into work. I suppose there's a lot of work to be done. And eventually we will see a massive structure coming out of the ground as time goes by. The other part of this video is to show you what's happening with this widening of the East Coast Road here, the East Coast train line road here at Liliendal. So they've piled heaps of sand on the south side of the train line, and they actually haven't filled in this part of the canal. They've just used up the parapet. Right, so the canal still exists. Here, from this side you can see Pasha Global and people going into work. I think they assemble now at about 7 o'clock and start building 7 days a week. And that's some more workers heading into work. And that's the convention center, the convention center here at Pattinson, Liliendal. So this is what's happening here. This is the widening of the train line road. I'm going to cover that in the next video. So share your comments in the comment section below. Let people know what's happening here in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana, and we'll come back and continue in the next video.